What's up guys, Widowmaker Josh here with another video on the KSR Orion amp. This is the overview you guys all wanted. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Let's talk more rock. This is the KSR Orion. It is a 4-channel, 2 shared EQ, 45 watt amp. It's got a clean, a crunch, a lead 1, and a lead 2, and don't let those throw you off because you can use it in any way that you see fit, and I'm gonna show you exactly how I like to use it. Fully customizable on the website. You can choose your chassis face color, your hood color, and your side color. You have the choice between standard black plastic knobs, white plastic, clear plastic, black metal, or chrome metal. Under the hood, she uses your tubes of choice, either 6L6s, EL34s, KT88s, or 6550s. This one in front of you is equipped with EL34s. So, in the front, we have a gain for each channel. We have an EQ for channels 1 and 2, and we have a level for each one of those channels. Then on the bottom, on lead 1 and lead 2, we also have a gain knob for each one, the shared EQ, and a level for each one. Post, we have a master, because we need a master, a negative feedback knob, which I'll talk a little bit more later, and then we have a top and a bottom knob, which is closest to your presence and resonance knob, like in your PV amps. Then for each channel, we have these switches right here. They are bright switches. They basically control the amount of brightness that goes in before gain happens. So sometimes you want that rush of high end, or sometimes you want it smoothed out before it even touches gain. I'm gonna show you exactly why you would use both for different things. An added thing is here on the clean channel, you have a high and a low gain. So you can switch it to low gain, you can push it a little bit more, and then so on and so forth. It gets dirtier as you go up the channels. Here in the back, we have a 4 ohm output, an 8 ohm output, and a 16 ohm output, and we have a slave out. Now this slave out, this guy has a load box built in. So the moment, you can see it right here, the speaker gets unplugged, that little load box right there kicks in. So we're gonna show you a little bit more about that later. Back here, we also have a level knob for that slave out, so you can control how much output. It's best used for, you know, DI, recording straight into your computer, loading a cab sim, or, you know, whatever uses you can think of. That's really what I like to use it for in the studio. And I'm gonna show you another video later shooting out a bunch of different pickups using that feature. We also have 2 control outputs here, one for the turning the loops on and off, and one for changing channels. We have the effects loop, some test points here, and then we have switches here. These switches are to go between channels and turn loops on and off if you don't have your control pedal plugged in. So, now that we went over all the features of this little guy, I am using my Legator equipped with EMG Classics. Now, I did a whole shootout, and I feel like these pickups really react well to the KSR Orion. All of that is going into the KSR 212, and I am miking up the creamback with the 57 right in the middle so you can get an idea of what this guy sounds like in a real life perspective. Let's go into channel 1. So that's a clean channel and its range. If you turn this guy, give it a little bit more, turn the bright switch up, you can hear all that rush of high end before it hits gain. And for this style, it's best to keep it smoothed over because we want something a little more rock, you know? Maybe you want a little less breakup, so you can do something like. Then, when you wanted to kick it a little bit more, you can switch to the next channel. Gain, level match a little bit. So you could play like. So that's the gain structure in a nutshell. Let's go through the EQs, because you guys want to see all that cool stuff, right? So I'm going to keep it on the crunch channel, which is channel 2. I'm going to go through the EQs real quick. Kyle did a good job at, you know, making this guy just sound awesome without having to turn too many knobs. Now the mids. Now with the high knob, let's turn it all the way down. Cool, that's where I like everything to sit. For this, a little more classic rock, got some more mids, make sure we got controlled low end, and some bright that just cuts through enough, but doesn't get too brittle. Now, let's go to the post. We got the negative feedback knob. Now, what does that guy do? It's very, very hard to explain, and this option is usually hardwired into every amp you buy, but Kyle is so good at giving us the tools that we need to succeed that he gave us a knob for this guy. Now, the only way that I can explain to you how I see the negative feedback knob is the kind of squishiness you get on the output of your cab and the volume that you play at. So if you play at lower volumes, you kind of want it to be a little more flat, and it has the appearance of a brighter tone, but then you turn up and you want things not to be so shrill, and you need it a little rounded off and a little more dynamic and not so squished. So the negative feedback knob kind of does that. So if you're at a low volume, you kind of want to set it one way. If we're at a higher volume, you kind of set it the other way. So kind of sounds brighter and darker, if you will, but it's doing a little bit more than that. I'm going to show you guys how it sounds like in its wide range. So all the way down. That's where I like to set it for the volume that I'm at. Now we got two more knobs. You guys know these knobs, top and bottom, presence and resonance. Let's go through. That's where I like to set it. Now that's your clean on low gain, high gain, your crunch. And now let's go to what I think is the real metal part of this amp, and that is the lead 1 and the lead 2. Now, if you're a metal guy, this is where I actually like to keep my rhythm and my lead, because the lead 1 is a lot closer to a high gain modern amp that sounds very metal. So real quick, this is what it sounds like. I'm gonna go through the gain and also show you the bright switch, because like I said, for different things, you want it for different styles. Now, if we smoothed it out, if we put no brights on there, it would sound like this. Now you could see that metallic chug that we want. You want that bright switch on, because that's what's going to give you that nice and metallic sounding, character. So for my bands, my rhythm stuff, that's what I like to use. And here's the gain knob all the way through. Now you can see when I turn the gain all the way up, we got this rush of low end that sounds really cool. And if that's your thing, you can leave it there. Maybe like System of a Down style, overdriven, very bassy. But if you want something a lot tighter, you need to roll it back and get that tightness in. So that is the lead 1 channel. Let's go through the bass, mids, and treble so you can hear exactly what it sounds like with this corresponding gain channel. And then last but not least, we have the lead 2 channel, the ultimate lead channel. Right here, the white, let's turn them up. Now, you can push that lead if you want. I like my leads to be a lot more dynamic. So I can play softer like this and drive in to something a little bit more by either using my volume knob or playing a little harder. And that's just how I like to be vocal with my lead channel. So here's a little piece. You can see that that's real dynamic. I can roll back my gain, change pickups, do different things to get that lead channel to sing. So you could smash it if that's what you want to do, but I prefer to roll it back and have all that dynamics in there. So that's the KSR Orion in a nutshell, all of it in its heavenly glory. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the little bell button so you can get a notification every time I come out with a video. And please, please, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about this video and what you want to see more from me and my channel. As always, woohoo!